you were in town, not yet a member of parliament, when Akufo-Addo sacked Charlotte Osei.
Oh, Charlotte Osei is more or less, let me say, my friend. Right? She fell on a sword by her own colleagues in office.
That therefore justifies the removal of Charlotte Osei?
No, she fell on that sword, right?
But they applied the constitutional processes to file an impeachment against her.
You cannot compare Charlotte's office as EC chair to that of the CJ.
Definitely, I agree with that.
We are referring to the head of...
You know, I was making a point. When all the political systems fall, from December 7th up until January 6th, and everything falls, the Chief Justice that remains.
Paul, do you remember...
When we go to the Independence Square for the inauguration, the only available leader in the country is the Lord Chief Justice.
That is why we need to begin to highlight the history of this country to all those who are on social media insulting some of us. It is not about Madam Gertrude Tokonu. It's not about her. It's about democracy. It's about constitution. Do you remember the case of Espati Shackelford?
I don't remember the details, but I remember the title.
By the late Crantinado, who was one of the judges that were killed, right? The martyrs of our democracy. At the time she determined Espati Shackelford, there was no constitution.
That's interesting.
There was no constitution.
So it comes out of natural law.
The courage of some of our judges, I wouldn't say all of them, Paul, anyone who has seen me in court, right, would say I should be the last person defending our judges. I've always had brushes with our judges. I've always. You cannot be...
You are proud of that?
Yes, you cannot be a strong litigator.
This is a barrister you are having brushes with judges?
You cannot be a litigator, right, very respectfully, worth your salt, if you cannot stand your grounds. And everybody...
Against the bench?
Of course. It happens every now and then. It happens every now and then. Look, you saw Thaddeus Osei against Tokonu, Justice Tokonu.
Yeah.
Thaddeus by far is one of the best lawyers in this country. You cannot be a litigator worth your salt if you cannot stand your grounds against a judge. Very respectfully, we don't fight. It's just you standing your grounds intellectually.
But you're saying that this point is about institutions. It's not whether a judge is good, judge is bad. So you say once somebody has become Chief Justice, the person can do anything they want.
No. You can remove the Chief Justice.
But that's what they are doing.
Paul, what she be removed for?
We don't know. Some petition.
You don't know?
Yeah.
What has she been suspended for?
Because a prima facie case has been found, and the law says that when a prima facie case has been found, the president may, in his discretion...
What went into the consideration of discretion?
That's where your point is valid. So
exactly.
There has to be predictability.
Exactly.
Because people don't know. Otherwise, somebody who doesn't like a Chief Justice
when you look at,
just gets a petition,
when
you
look at Article 296 of the Constitution, the only exception is for judges, right, and judicial officers. It doesn't include the Chief Justice. It doesn't include the President. And so somebody might say the President is exercising a discretion, is the President of the country. No, the President is regulated by the Constitution of the land. And I am saying that we need to be careful. I am not fighting for Tokonu, Justice Tokonu. I am fighting for our Constitution, especially against the backdrop of commentary that has been made by the chairman of the NDC and the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. That clearly shows that this is a political witch hunt, right? So we need to make sure that this does not become the path we are going to travel henceforth as a nation. Tomorrow, if it becomes easy to remove a judge of the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice, it will become easier to remove a judge. When I have a case before the judge will be intimidated, especially because a government official is involved, a politician is involved. Right? Already I have a problem with the mode of appointment of our judges because itself, in and of itself, right, it creates a certain, discomfort among judges. Okay? Now, we are witnessing the removal of a Chief Justice. What is going to happen? When people are lobbying to become judges.
Of the Supreme Court.
Of the Supreme Court.
I know one.
Yes, when people are lobbying to become judges of the Supreme Court, what happens? They will be controlled. Or there's the propensity
That's
of
what
control.
the point. They will be lobbying through political party apparatchiks.
Exactly.
Who have no basis to know whether they are good judges or they're not good judges.
Now,
so they're going to call Mustafa Bande and say, Mustafa, can you give my name to the old man?
Now it is obvious that they can also be removed.
Oh, yes. In the same way that the Chief Justice,
And so,
even the Chief Justice has been removed, how much more?
Yes. Yes. So where are we heading to? This is my concern.
Doesn't the NDC need control of the judiciary, don't they, to prosecute the reset agenda?
To do what?
The reset agenda.
If you think that there's a problem with the judiciary, pursue reforms. Luckily, you're undertaking constitutional reforms. But all over the world, right, there's a revolution in terms of the appointment of judges. Mm-hmm. If that is what is giving you a discomfort. Now, Canada, for instance, right, has an independent body that appoints their judges of their Supreme Court.
We might need that.
England, the Supreme Court of England, now has an independent body that appoints their judges. And so if you have a problem with our Supreme Court judges and our Chief Justice, let's undertake a reform.